All right. How can individuals ascend against cognitive warfare attacks if they don't even realize it's impacting them?
Well, that's the first thing. Cognitive warfare is the manipulation of your thoughts, right? Hacking one's mind. And so it's about, first of all, being aware and being hypervigilant. If you don't realize that these are AI bots right now that are programmed to act like human beings to sway and influence you, and you think that these are your thoughts, but they're controlling not just what you think, but how you think, because what you think is information warfare, and cognitive warfare is controlling how you think, utilizing your own plasticity against you. And what happens is you're most vulnerable in your weakened state when you're alone, right? And when you're sad and when you have a lower level of consciousness. So therefore, you have to focus, number one, on hypervigilance of always filtering what comes to your mind. It's not just a post, right? It's not just a tweet. It's not just content that you absorbing. It's influencing you, right? This is mechanisms of social engineering. So those things that build mental fortitude and the resilience of the mind is key, right? Taking time away and doing a digital detox and focusing on your digital hygiene to make sure that there's not misinformation, disinformation, and malinformation. You strengthen your mind when you read and you write. You strengthen your mind when you meditate. You strengthen your mind when you're around other individuals inside a communal sense, to where y'all learning from each other, where you're researching and making sure that that thought that you're thinking is actually truthful and valid. You can't build nothing without a mind that is actually building from real truth. So right now, as we're going through this era to where cognitive warfare is the invincible war that is happening all around us, through every click, through every like, through every comment, through every scroll, you have to protect your children. You got to protect your mind. But the only way you're going to be able to do that is through hypervigilance, right? You know, they always say, don't drink if you're sad, because they don't want you to become dependent on it to where it becomes this coping mechanism, to where it becomes attached to a feeling. Well, that's the same thing. Don't scroll when you're sad. When you're not feeling good, you might not want to get on social media because you start connecting to ideas and ideologies, right? So therefore, you don't feel alone, even if it's not truthful. So that cognitive defense, it happens when you have a sense of detachment, number one. You understand me? And you controlling the narratives that you're listening to, and you evoking futurism, not just things that trigger trauma, but in things that actually are aspiring and symbolic to your mind that sends messages that spark higher consciousness within self. If it's not programming your higher consciousness, then it got to be programming your lower self. So cognitive warfare is the most important issue of this decade. And most people are now realizing that there's an invincible war that's happening every single time you open your phone, or when you're listening to somebody else's thoughts who is a victim of cognitive warfare. So that's why we focus on developing a supermind. We focusing on cognitive security. We focusing on always asking the question, why? So that our mind is thinking, because the thinking mind is much stronger. That's that good stuff. But as we're going through what we're going through today, man, I just don't want the culture to get caught up in celebration, feeling the connection to awards and validation and bigger circuses. That's how Rome fell. The people were starving. There wasn't no bread in the streets. And what they do, give them bigger circuses. What are the circuses today? What are our forms of distraction and entertainment that's taking us away from the focal point, the focus, the true liberation? That's why I say Black excellence is a scam, because it doesn't actually come with real power. It's not coming with real ownership. So what are we celebrating? Winning looks like ownership. Winning looks like building systems, right? Winning looks like controlling the narrative. Winning looks like having a healthy mind and body and soul and community. So we have to stop taking symbols without substance. That's what I say. So yeah, I love the movies. We love the award shows, right? We love these announcements of these things, but they don't mean anything. It's about setting up economic networks and parallel systems to the ones that don't support, celebrate, or empower us. And we need to stop trying to be a peaceful people when we don't have liberation. You go scroll on social media, I know you feel it. It's anxiety everywhere. It's conflict everywhere. It's warfare everywhere. It's stress everywhere. It's disease everywhere. What is happening to this world is going through a new phase of reconstruction, but who will own the new world? We was dissatisfied with the old world, so that means we should definitely be focused in controlling this new one. But if we're not focusing on our vision of the future, then we're cursed to live out somebody else's who was planning it for us.